In today's climate, celebrities are all of what we know and even grown up with. With the fame and social status also comes the adoring fans of said stars. The young and even old and impressionable individuals who dedicate their lives to idolizing their favorite celebrity. These range from musical artists to actors and actresses, models, socialites, and even those with a social media presence. Yet, with these celebrities and their fandoms comes a shocking and at times alarming obsession and negativity within fandoms. As someone who has over the years been in many fandoms, currently being in the Slipknot fandom on Tumblr, I have seen a fair share of shocking stories from different fandoms and the treatment of celebrities received from these fans. But what exactly causes these behaviors and treatments from fans? Understanding the idolization of celebrities is by trying to understand what makes them have a following. Most, of course, have talent that is adored by many, such as being able to sing and acting and having other talents that some would love but others do not have. In fact, the earliest recognition of fans would be the Beatles. According to Michael Reinhardt, since the arrival of the Beatles in the United States in 1964, images of fans have been a visible spectacle in the media presence of musicians. The presence of fandoms is usually shown to have a positive outlook for many. For example, Lady Gaga's online presence has helped to bring an online social network called Little Monsters, which gives this feeling of queer visibility and became the most digitally networked community for fans. Another example of involvement of fandoms would be Taylor Swift's fans. According to an online journal by author Glenn Fuller, is that Swift's fans, known as Swifties, participated in voting for her music to be in the Hottest 100. As such, a hashtag campaign called #TayHottest100 was created and is an example of connective action. Accordingly, connective action emerges through social networked communication media technologies, and that critical interventions such as political demands and grievances are shared as personalized accounts that travel over social networking platforms, email lists, and online coordination platforms. In the context of Taylor Swift, with her being a celebrity, this campaign is seen as loyalty and a collective form of intimacy. As Fuller describes her, Swift presents a sophisticated appreciation of the role of the artist as to effectively modulate this social relation by producing cross-genre music for an audience of the YouTube generation that, Swift argues, wants to be caught off guard, delighted, left in awe, which gives a more of an understanding as to how Taylor Swift is connected to her fans and how her fandom have been intimate and loyal to her. In another online journal, author Charlotte Diaz de Baca also explored celebrities and how they came to be famous, but also criticizes how some celebrities became famous and have a loyal fan base, meaning some who have talent and others who do not have talent that became famous for no reason. However, other authors also explore into how dangerous and harmful some fans are to their idols, and even how some celebrities could also be harmful. Author Charlotte J.S. DeBacker asks the question, what defines a celebrity though? As the author explains, some stars are famous because they can sing, others because they are confused as to whether tuna is a kind of fish or a kind of chicken. This is how Jessica Simpson became a celebrity in 2003 in the show Newlyweds Nick and Jessica. And that generally speaking, the three key paths to stardom include some being born famous such as royals and possibly also the children of famous parents. Second, fame can be achieved through excelling at a certain skill. These individuals may play football, sing, dance, talk, cook, swim, write, and so forth better than the majority of other people. Third, fame may be ascribed to certain individuals simply because a crowd of people, an audience, pays attention to them or at least to their actions. With this, DeBacker explores how celebrities are discovered, some using hard work or public attention to help them to stardom. However, with this stardom also comes controversy related to celebrities, such as their fandoms and how they behave. When we see an image of a celebrity either through TV, films, or online, generally, we may have the impression that he or she belongs to our personal social network despite living on the other side of the world. This hasn't changed over the years, and with the evolving social media presence, many people have found themselves being even more fascinated by celebrities. And with such media such as Tumblr, Twitter, various other social media platforms that we have, we generally tend to find them more and more personal for us. However, there have been a fair share of concern with social media and fandoms. Author Shelby Stevens explains in an article about the dangers of celebrities and fandoms, particularly those who call themselves stans. According to Stevens, stan is a mixture of the words fan and stalker, but also compares that the Eminem song Stan may have also attributed the name. The song Stan is actually about a young man who is mentally unstable and has a massive fascination for Eminem. In the song, he ends up killing his wife, his unborn child, and himself after various different forms of communication to Eminem don't work for him. And it's quite a alarming song, but these things do happen in real life, sadly, for a lot of celebrities. Stevens continues to explain that stanning is a form of obsessive fandom, usually for stans to have constant access to their favorite celebrities, and as such, harmful consequences have come out of this culture. As Stevens states, stan culture is a risk to their mental and physical health, that being to celebrities. Stans have crossed dangerous boundaries by showing up to homes of celebrities, sending them inappropriate fan mail, or posting threatening messages on social media. These harassments and dangerous boundaries are shocking, but what can be even more shocking when a celebrity is solely involved with the harassment and rely on their fan base to also join in. She uses actually examples of people such as Nicki Minaj. According to Stevens, Nicki Minaj had actually attacked a freelance writer named Wanna Thompson after Thompson has suggested that Nicki Minaj should create a more mature music. As such, Nicki Minaj reacted by messaging Thompson, which Thompson then shared the screenshots to her followers. And as such, Nicki Minaj fans called the Barbs got involved, and they told Thompson to kill herself, insulted her 4-year-old daughter, and sent derogatory messages to her personal cell phone, email address, and various other social media pages. And as such, Thompson actually lost an internship at an entertainment blog because of the incidents. That is actually just one example, and other examples even include Taylor Swift's own fans, the Swifties, who have relentlessly attacked people who express a negative opinion about Taylor Swift, and as such have sent a lot of death threats, including sending death threats to Jill Maples, who was a senior editor for Pitchfork, because she rated an album of Taylor Swift's an 8 out of 10 in her review. So there's a lot of toxicity in fandoms, particularly for stan culture as well. But there are also celebrities who will get away with such bad behavior because they enable it with their fans who are very young. Enter Jake Paul. With online social media stars, they are no different from this behavior, and stars such as Jake Paul tend to show this. Pernille Rosalind and Suzanne Lisberg Jorgensen found that Jake Paul gained 15 million subscribers a year and a half after he joined YouTube in 2016, and that his videos were watched 4 billion times. But that's actually according to Jake Paul himself, so we don't really know how true that is. However, he gained a dedicated fan base, but a number of controversies. According to both authors, Jake Paul tries to make his videos more engaging to his fan base by breaking new grounds, and that Jake Paul's editing style emulates MTV style, which rebels against traditional stylistic conventions. But even with this emulations and attraction for his fans, Paul has had several controversies, including doing dirt bite stunts on his street and building a water slide to shoot people into his pool. He's also scammed his younger followers and making inappropriate comments that were both sexual and racist. And yet, with all the controversies and him being called out for it numerous times, Jake Paul continues to have a loyal fan base that defends his action, given that the demographic of his fans and followers happen to be very young, impressionable children that watch all of his videos online. To conclude with this video, celebrity and fandoms is an interesting aspect to look at. Most celebrities have their fans that love and adore every aspect of them. However, their fan base can be hectic and very loyal to their idol, some going to extremes by harassing those who pose a threat to the celebrity or even stalking them, giving birth to an online culture of stans. And with stans, as we've seen with the examples given from Nicki Minaj fans and Taylor Swift fans, they can often at times send very harassing messages to people who do not agree or like their music, and as such, it's just pretty harmful. As such, it has a negative connotation for the celebrity as it affects their mental and physical health. However, celebrities such as Jake Paul use the opportunity to have a loyal fan base that even when doing controversial videos and comments, there's always going to be a loyal and dedicated fandom, because there are some who just live off the controversy and would love to have the toxic fans.